Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm a spiritual teacher, and today I want to talk to you guys about the energy and the shifts that are happening right now. It's intense, and it feels like a lot of old stuff is coming up. A lot of things that you need to address is coming to the surface. Okay. Anytime you're about ready to make a big shift, a big breakthrough, you're going to be faced with all your old doubts and fears and worries. And in this video, I want to talk about how you deal with that in a way that keeps you on track. So let's get started. Again, I'm Stephanie. I'm a spiritual teacher. If you enjoy content like this, click subscribe. I speak about the higher self. I speak about oneness, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness. And I also teach quantum healing and hold sessions like that. I'm big on bringing the subconscious to the conscious. So a lot of my content is focused around that. And today we're going to talk about why right before you're about to have a big breakthrough, you get met with a lot of doubt, fear, and worry. This is common because the path to awakening is a spiral. It's not linear. So I'm receiving so much right now. The path is a spiral, and so you're going to constantly come back to a point where those fears, doubts, and worries are meeting you, and you get an opportunity to address them in a different way, or choose to address them the same way you've always chosen to address them, which is unconsciously. We get met with the fear and the doubt and the worry, and we freak out. And that's what I want to keep you from doing. That's number one. Do not panic. I'm dating myself here, but I used to watch Gilligan's Island, and they used to show quicksand a lot. and and I had no idea that we don't have quicksand apparently, or it's not that prevalent. But when you're in quicksand, you don't want to panic. You don't want to be frantic. You don't want to be fighting for your life. The advice always in Gilligan's Island was just stay calm. And the same is true about fears and doubts and worries. When they hit you, stay calm. Don't be frantic. Don't panic, okay? A lot of times this is just energy, okay? It may present as a real life situation that's happening where it feels like maybe there's a financial need that you cannot meet in that moment, and your mind takes you to whatever the story is, the fear, what other people are going to think. The story that comes up in your mind is an old narrative. If you're on the path of awakening, if you're on the path of identifying with your soul versus the wounding, the trauma, the ego, then you will be triggered with things that really make your ego uncomfortable. And the point of that is to help you become conscious of that which is the illusion. So don't panic. Do not panic. Try to accept what is going on, not because you like it, not because it's what you prefer, but because it's important information. Whatever it is that's coming up for you is contrast to what it is you're trying to create from your soul, or it's contrast from what it is your soul is leading you to create. So it's important information. let's say it's that you don't have enough money. And obviously, what your soul is calling you to is discovering how to allow more abundance in your life. But the reality is showing you you don't have enough money. If you identify more with the wound or the ego of not having enough money, you're going to perpetuate that reality. What you want to do is not panic, not believe that that is true, but rather see it from the perspective of your soul, your spirit. Say, I recognize that it feels like my needs aren't being met in this moment, and my soul is calling me to discover what it is that this is, why it is this is happening, why it is my needs aren't being met. Your ego will say, it's because you're not working hard enough. It's because you need to get another job. Somebody else's fault. Nothing ever works out for you. It always works out for everyone else, but it doesn't work out for you. There will be lots of reasons, and your story is your indication, but you have to become conscious of what the story is. And the way you do that is write it down. Look at it for what it is. Don't identify with it, but look at it for what it is. What's the story telling you? What is your story? And then begin to fall into your soul, fall into your heart, and look at it from that perspective. So when these shadows come up, these triggers, these levels, the first rule is don't be frantic, don't panic, don't take action from that place. Okay? Just give yourself a second. And I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm just saying just give yourself a second. Allow that to be there. Take note of it. Take note of how you're feeling about it. What does it make you feel? Powerless? Worthless? Not good enough? Write it all down. And sit with it as long as you need to sit with it, honestly. Try to reassure yourself that it's okay. I can be here. This is uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it. It hurts. It sucks. It's trying to make me feel like I'm not good enough. Sit with it. And it seems like the further you get on your spiritual path and the more that these levels come up, the more that you, I want to say weight it carries, but like the feeling it feels like it gets more intense. And so then the doubt kicks in even harder. And it's like, I thought, oh my gosh, I've just been delusional. Your ego can really do a number on you. So write it all down. Then chill out. Just chill out. Try not to do anything. If it's so intense that you cannot focus on anything except for how do I fix this right now, then just let yourself be with it. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to change it. Just be like, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. Is there a path of least resistance out of this right now? If the answer is no, then take a bath, take a nap, have a good meal. Trust that it's here for a reason and that you're going to be guided through it. But you cannot fix the problem when you're in the middle of it. You have to find a way out of the energy of the problem so that you can discover the solution. So if you're in it and you can't shift out of it, and that's all your mind brings back to you, like you keep coming back to the problem over and over and over and over again, you're going to have to sit in it and allow it to be there. And as Abraham Hicks says, It's like jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. It'll be over soon enough. Like sometimes you have to just allow these things to go, to move, to shift on their own. If you can't get your mind off of it, you've got to just accept that. Do whatever you can to soothe yourself out of it. You can, watch trash TV or scroll on TikTok or paint a picture of what you're feeling. If you really want to be, if you really want to transmute that, painting a picture, even if you don't think you're an artist. Some of my best creations have come from periods where I feel the most lost. And I did not consider myself an artist until I started putting my emotions out on canvas. And it's really shifted my perspective on who I am. If, however, then you wake up the next morning and it's still kind of prevalent and it's still there, that energy is still sitting there, before you start beating that drum again, take a moment and engage in your practice. Do the energy work. Do the breath work. Okay, get on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description of my favorite breathwork video because it's fast. I like to shift the energy quick. Not because I'm trying to get away from it, but because it feels better. I like to feel good. So practice breath work. Do a breath work session where you just let go of the energy that's in your body, because a lot of times this energy is just there for you to feel it and let it go. But we cling to it and we identify with it and we're like, oh, that's actually who I am. No, it's not. That is a perpetual belief about yourself. It's not true. So do a breath work session. Take 10 minutes to do breath work to get it out of your body. Put on a song and start dancing. And I'm not saying one or the other. I'm saying do both of them. Do both of them. Do a breath work session and then put on a song and start dancing and shake it out. Shake it out. And I don't care what you look like. Close your windows so the neighbors don't see you. If you feel like it, I left mine open today. They all got to see it. Shake it out. Shake it off. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And imagine that you're just shaking that old story off of you. That's not who you are. You are a powerful creator. You are a powerful creator. Own that. You are in charge of this reality. And if things aren't going the way that you want them to go, it's probably because there's something that you need to address within you. And this is only bringing your attention to the fact that you have a desire. Your soul is calling you. So pay attention to what it is that's coming up and why. Maybe if it's a financial thing, maybe you need to start owning your value. Maybe you need to start stepping into who it is you truly are and asking the universe to support you because of it. If you don't own your worth, if you don't own how valuable you are, if you don't own that your gifts help people, why would anybody give you anything if you can't even accept it about yourself? You've got to own who you are. You're a powerful creator. This world has tricked you into thinking that others give you your value, that others give you what you're worth, that others give you love, that others give you security, stability, freedom, liberation. It's not true. You find that within you. You find that within you. Step into it. Remember that. Remember that you are one with God. You have the ability to transcend any reality. After you shake it off, after you dance it off, after you breathe it out, sit down then and really sink into your heart. Sit with God. Sit with your spirit and look at things from a different perspective. Am I being called to share? Am I being called to speak up? I kept seeing orbs, and it's not an orb, it's a hair on my camera. There we go. Sit with God. And then also sit with what you imagine your reality to be. What is the vision that you are trying to connect to, that you're trying to call into your reality? What is that vision? How does it look to you? How do you move through your day? How do people respond to you? How do you feel about yourself in that reality? Really create that and look at it from your vision. Not what's going on in this 3D reality. And remember, no matter what it is that's going on, there's a solution to it. There's a solution. And you have the ability to find that solution. And where you tap into that solution is here. It's here and it's here. And in those spaces, time is not linear. Time is not, I need to do this and then I can get this and then I'll get that and then that'll be that. Time doesn't work that way from these places. Time goes, I'm in alignment, and it snaps. Done. So don't worry about all of the red tape and the the notices that we get that say you have to do this by this deadline. Just trust and believe that your spirit can accomplish things in an instant. But you have to get connected to that aspect of yourself. And also, don't try to explain to anybody why you're doing what you're doing in this situation. Be in the situation and follow your own internal guidance. Don't listen to what other people are saying. Okay? So don't get frantic. Shift the energy or sit with it. Sit with it until you can shift it. And then ask, what is the desired outcome here? What is the reality that I want? And how do I get that? Do you believe that you have to get it? There might be a discrepancy between what it is you believe you have to do versus what your spirit is saying. It's already there. It's already here. You just have to get into alignment with it. You're powerful. You have the ability to create miracles within you. When you allow that energy out here in the world, you're allowing God, grace to manifest. So don't minimize yourself. Don't shrink yourself down. If you need help transmuting, if you need help bringing your subconscious to the conscious, I do that in lots of different ways. I offer intuitive guidance. I also offer quantum healing sessions where we talk to your higher self in a meditative experience that's 4 hours long. You can ask whatever you want to ask, and we can shift the energy on a quantum level. And then I also offer journeys if you don't have a 4-hour experience. If you don't have time for that right now, I offer journeys which are about an hour and a half long, and those are a meditative experience with your higher self to help you kind of hone in on the one central thing that's holding you back right now. So if you need any help with that, you can find the links to my services in the description below, as well as that video that I mentioned. And you are powerful. Do not let the thoughts and the not negative, but doubts, worries, beliefs come up and stop you. You're about to make a breakthrough. That's why you're having these feelings, is because you're about to break through. You're about to to hit a ceiling and go right through it. So keep with it. Trust yourself. Trust what you're receiving. All right. Have a great day. Life is limitless with the Higher Self Connection.